Pardon moi, doing a little brushing up before the sesh. How y'all doing? Salutations, kindred spirits. Greetings. Welcome to my magic corner of the universe. And as is I should every time I start one of these, let's take a look, make sure the audio is working. This time we even managed to start the stream with live video and not the void. So hey, good to see you, and good to see chat hanging around. Always pre-stream with friendly spirits there. David O's in the house. Phoenix is here. Jake in the game. How you doing, David O? What's up? Gary, greetings. And got a stream for you today. Tell you what, though, subject one as we begin what is actually for me and you as well, if you've been joining me, it's back to school week, and we're on day 3 of learning experience on YouTube. I've uploaded two tutorials this week. The first one was a series of coin palms, concealments, and other associated things that you might do with this. And then yesterday we took a look at some buried Alex Elmsley magic. So that's what's happening. And today we're going to talk about a few things that are in this book, Tricks of My Trade, The Magic of Doug Kahn, which is a book that Paul Cummins, rest in peace, he left us a couple years ago. Paul Cummins published this book back in the 90s, and we're going to take a look at one of my moves from this book, and we're going to take a look at one of a bit of theory. That's my theory section. You know, we always need theories. And as I started this stream, I thought it'd be good to impart also a little wisdom about aligning our nerves. You know, I get a lot of questions from budding magi and people who want to perform and they have trouble managing their nerves for events. And let me tell you, folks, I get nervous every time. If I haven't mentioned this before, and I'm sure I have, there hasn't been a single gig where I'm not, backstage getting the jazz hands, you do a little shaking, jumping up and down, trying to get my mental energies aligned. So let's take a moment to note that these are things that we learn to manage. We can manage them like I just said. You do jazz hands to get the nervous energy out, jump up and down. I use some light breathing techniques. Very briefly, I'll deep breath it. Hold the breath for 4 seconds. I'm not going to waste your time doing this. And then exhale for 4 seconds and repeat this for as long as you can. 5 is a good number. I never get that far, maybe 2 or 3. But these are things that we can use, and you can do your own research to find what might manage your, I like to think it's nervous energy as we're trying to do things we've never done before. And that's what I'm doing this week. So yeah, 5 days of tutorials is a lot for me. So, hey, if you see them, and even if you don't like them, just hit the like button and maybe drop a comment, generate some algorithmic appeasement for the platforms. It helps the process, and I thank you. I am about to get started with some magic. Hey, let me say another thank you right off the bat to the little super chat there. NZ Jose, helping you pass the time. Laid up post-op. Get well soon, brother, and I hope you enjoy my wonderful world of illusion. Here's one that I learned recently. I learned this one from Hansen Chin. We'll see how this goes. You need a little bit of moisture. You got a little bit too much there. We're going to do this Miyagi style. Miyagi style. Here we go. Oh, that's probably too much. Woo! All right, get this show off to a smoking start. So this is an item that we're not going to delve deeply into. It's under product development. That was part of the testing. Look forward to an in-depth review of this item later this week. And as we begin the magic portion of the program, I'll just say thank you, Hansen Chin. I have things to talk about before I talk about that device again, but let's get on with the card magic. And as I do a little bit of this pasteboard prestidigitation, maybe we can learn something along the way. Oh, okay, good. They seem to enjoy that moment. Let me tell you, that's playing out of my sandbox. Moments like that are not what I'm used to. I'm used to moments like this. We're going to start with a 2-card trick. So we'll use, let's see. I'm watching myself. We'll use these 2 cards. Okay, these are actually not ideal cards. They are very similar. For the trick I had in mind, we're going to want something a little bit different. So the cards I'm going to use, we'll go with these are better, the Queen of Hearts and the Ace of Spades. We'll use these two instead. I'm going to show you a trick with these two cards, but before I do so, let's just talk about what I just did there very briefly for budding students to learn a little something. First thing I did was the Hofzinser 2-card catch. Boy, I did that poorly too, huh? It's a pretty easy move, so I mess up the easy ones. You just have one card you want on the top of the deck, one on the bottom of the deck. You apply a little pressure from above and below, and this will make those cards stay in your hand. As you toss the remainder of the deck to the other hand, those are the jokers. This is the Hofzinser 2-card catch. Done poorly. I do this move a lot too. I don't know why the gimping up here. So this is a nice follow-up. I picked up this from Daryl. If you spread the cards and then use your pinky to lever up the lowermost, so it's between your pinky and your third finger, you can flip that card up. And then between the first and the second finger, you flip that card up. So it's a nice little razzmatazz start following the 2-card catch, and that's how you produce the jokers. Now, after I did that, I was over here busy with the pinky count, which y'all know is one of my favorite moves. So while I'm displaying the pinky count, I'm shading the deck, and my little pinky is obtaining a break below the top 2 cards by releasing them off the top of the deck one at a time. That's the pinky count. If you're a member, you have my full pinky count tutorial. We'll talk about my membership later, but that's the pinky count, how I get the break here. And then this is my no setup handling for what is the radical change. So it looks like this. You take the jokers, twist them, and now the deck is righted. And this is a change that was originally published in Richard Kaufman's Card Magic, if memory serves me right. Is it Card Magic, Doug? Let's say it's Card Magic, and then y'all can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. And this change originally started with 2 cards face to face. I'm not saying my change is an improvement, but it eliminates the setup. Here's the original radical change. It looks like this. Queen and the ace, boom, and then they change. That is a striking and impressive change, but to do it, you have to have a reversed card setup. So maybe we don't want to do that. Maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you want the deck all the same way. And this is my alternative that allows you, after obtaining the break, getting the break, after doing that, we can now set the 2 face-up cards, square everything, and then pinch the quad, so that's 4 cards. It moves to the left, and then I flip the deck over onto the quad, and then I pull the lowermost card to the right, and then use it to flip the deck over as I bring the other card face up into view. So this is my adaptation of what is known as the radical change. I don't think I've ever published this, but I can't say that anymore. And maybe there's a reason why I haven't. But for today, we need it to segue into the double play mystery. And as mentioned, for that, we're going to need the queen and the ace. So let's continue where we were and imagine this flowing. I produced the jokers, I changed the queen into the ace, and now we're here. Spectator, that'll be you at home. Think of one of these cards. I've chosen two exemplary options for you, and you'll want to think of one now. Now, when I do this in the real world, I'm doing it with side steals, and I'll just have people peek. They'll just peek the cards they look at. Here, I'm just rudimentary cutting them to the top of the deck, and you're concentrating on one. I'm going to wind up the deck. I want to get the sound here. You wind up the deck. Sometimes my microphone won't pick up the sound. That should find your card, the queen. Well, I'm thinking here, that's going to please about 50% of you. I'm going for the full lot here. Let's see if we can get the rest. Some of you are thinking of the queen. The rest of you, let's go a little deeper into the deck. You should have had, what? Did everyone get the queen? No, some of you had the ace. Some of you had the ace. I'm quite sure of that. That completes our double play mystery. And that will be our topic for the next few minutes. Double play is a production of a face-up double from the center of the deck. It's one of the things that is in this book. Maybe I'll do this. Let me find it, and then I'll put it on the screen. And then if you want, you can just screenshot it and then you'll know what you need to know. It's 2 pages. We're going to do 2 pages. Here's the first one. So if you want this is what Paul Cummins wrote, and I hope it's legible. You could screenshot that. Here's the second page. You're welcome, but we're going to describe the move in detail. Again, it's a production of a face-up double from the center of the pack, and this is a move that I use a lot, and I use it in a variety of ways. If you keep your eye on my card magic, you will see this move pop up quite often. I have had people ask about this move recently, and while I might have touched base on it, I have done a full tutorial. I did this about 5-6 years ago. It's an older tutorial, so you got to suffer through my archaic iPhone footage, but there's like 40 minutes on the double play, including unique sandwich routines, alternative. It's 40 minutes on it. We're just going to spend a few minutes here so y'all can understand the production. Now, like most doubles, it starts with the break, and we're still advocating the pinky count. I'm just releasing them off the tip of my pinky there one at a time. Now, let me break this down in its simplest form, all right? Here's the goal. We're going to hold this card, the double. We're going to hold the double in biddle grip. This is biddle grip. Biddle grip, or as Eric Evans would like me to call it, overhand shuffle grip. That's maybe an overhand grip. We know as biddle grip, hold the double there. This hand is going to riffle down with your thumb and open a break. And then as the deck turns over, we're going to shove this into it. Now it's going to happen in this action. I'm going to riffle down, and there's the opening, and then I'm going to shove the double into it, right? So this is the basic handling of double play. Now, before we do this, I use the wind up the deck gag. Let me get the sound I want to hear. Listen. Wind up the deck gag. It's funny, and it makes a little sound. More importantly, it does this. It gives your hands a reason to come together before we execute this technique. In other words, I don't want to just be hanging out all over here and then all of a sudden dive in for the double production. So I say I have to wind up the deck. I come together, I do my wind up the deck gag, and it's at that point that I execute the double play maneuver. Now let's talk about a couple more details with this thing beyond just shoving it in there. All right, we got our hands together. We got it in biddle grip. We've opened up the gap. This hand revolves palm down, and note that I'm clipping the deck between my first and second finger. That gives some stability to the follow-up. And the follow-up is this. After you've turned, your thumb goes on the face of the pack and then aids those 2 clip fingers to revolve the deck face up. It's briefly and only briefly pinched by the right hand as your left hand turns palm up. You set the deck into your hand. Now, in this position, the double is a little more in jog than it needs to be. And what this will allow us to do is this. Push the double through the deck. Gives it some fluidity as it comes out the pack. And let me get back to that position. We've wound up. We get the card. We're opening up. It goes in there. We flip over. We pinch the deck. We reposition. And now it's the third, second, and little fingers that will kind of elevate this card up. First, the second finger pushes, then the third, and then the pinky. And now we can grasp the double and do whatever turnover we want to do. And there's a lot of options on turnovers. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. But this is a very nonchalant way of producing a double. And no one will assume this to be a double at this point, right? So when you deal this aside, it's I often will tuck this card in my sleeve. That's what I do when I'm working walk around. If you want a worker's tip, I work with my sleeves rolled up, so this will go there. I'll just tuck it in the sleeve. So for the double play trick, what I do is control both the cards to the top. I have people peek cards, and I use the dribble here, have them look at a card, and then I use Marlowe's, I'm making a mess. I use Marlowe's MP side steal. One thing I've learned recently is when I try to portray magic for the camera, when I work elbows up, when I'm trying to do stuff here, it is not natural. So I drop things a lot. I learn these things. I need to practice this way more. I don't want to talk about the side steal in depth. Anyway, I've done a whole tutorial on it. If you want to learn the side steal from me, go watch my tutorial. Search for it. You get the 2 cards to the top of the deck. The 2 selections are there. You do the pop out. You do your double turnover. And then what I do is shuffle the top card to the bottom. Just shuffle it down there. And I use Daryl's hot shot cut, which is this flourish, to reproduce the original selection. Everyone does a double take. You show the second selection, and that is the double play card trick. And if that wasn't clear, well, you have Paul Cummins' text to refer to. You got the whole dang thing from the book ready for to put to work. I will open the forum for any questions. If you have something to question, comment, etc. about that. And while we consider these options, I'm going to hydrate again. Should I? Like I said, this move has served me well for, I don't know, 30 years, something like that. I got cards all over the floor. Not bad. Holy cow. How long will it go? All right. So that's 2 in a row. Like a kid in a candy store. Oh, here's a great question. I meant to mention this too. Who made the double play production? This is my variation of a Mike Amar technique, and I hope Mike won't have a problem with me exposing his jam. Jason, why? Merci beaucoup, mon ami. You know I appreciate it. Thanks, bro. So Mike Amar created this move. He produced a double from the center of the deck, but he did it from a full palm. So you had to have the card palmed, a double. You had to have 2 cards palmed. And then you would load the palmed cards into the deck. So it's that, right? It's very similar to Mike Amar's technique, but you don't have to palm anything, which makes it more accessible, right? It's just that. So that's the evolution of the double play production. If you want Mike's work on it, what you're going to look for is the, he called it the 2 card trick, and I learned it in the Magic Arts Journal. It's also in the Magic of Mike Amar. All right, I wanted to say before I get too far out of the way, a thank you, first of all, to some of the members. I don't know that I mentioned everyone last week, and we've got some new members this week. Y'all are the ones that make a difference as far as me being monetized on the platform. You know, I don't get a lot of pay for views or shorts these days, just because shorts aren't monetized well, and you know, I don't have millions of views. So the members make a difference in my YouTube professional experience. Thank you guys. Aaron, Incognito Bandito, Bill Schaefer, Fra366, and everyone else of you, all 100 plus. Bless you. Thank you for helping me pay some bills around here. I don't want to stop the camera. I just want to turn. There we go. All right. Speaking of members, this is the latest offering for the members. I'm going to do a brief demonstration focus of the lucky card trick. Let's go back to the camera that loves me. What? Yeah, that's correct. I do them all the time. To a fault right now, actually. There's my yes man, Jason. Thanks for backing me up. I have given away so many things that I have to put a hiatus on that. I should mention some future plans briefly. Y'all remind me to do that because things are changing. In September, I'm not doing Wednesdays at 4 anymore. We're changing things in September because change is important. John, we waited. Finally. I hope you brought the note. Do you have the note? John, help me out. Let me get just like we rehearsed. What's your birthday, John? John Pretense, the 3rd, if that is your real name. I will need your date of birth. And you can make one up if you want. But I'll also need the social and then a small blood sample. You could just send that by mail. The 16th, huh? It's your lucky card. Looks like it's the 5 of spades. The 5 of spades. I'll put you down for a birthday card. Actually, I'll send you this one. I'll send you this birthday card. Inside this deck, and I have these calendars printed here, so I could just hand them out to my spectators to find their card. That's the preferable way instead of a, you know, Somewhere in this deck there is, I thought there was one. What? There is it's the 5 of spades. It's the only face-up card in the otherwise face-down deck. And look, John. Happy birthday, bro. I'm glad you showed up, man. Without you, this trick doesn't happen. So thank you. That was just like we rehearsed, and I do appreciate that. That was the first time I've actually performed that trick in 20 years. I don't know. It's been a while since I performed the B-Wave B-Day. This is my approach to the Brainwave deck. So Brainwave is the Die Vernon trick, where it's an odd back card. Using this principle, which narrows the selection 26 cards and also integrates, if you use mnemonica, you could work that in. That's anyway, that's the latest membership tutorial. And some of the more secret things, that's where I put them there. We're nearing 30 tutorials on the members area. I've got links to that in the description below. If you could consider joining the tribe, being a piece of the puzzle, I would thank you. Yeah, Fee, that's why I didn't ask you. The 19th, it wouldn't have worked. Yeah, because it's, what is the 19th? The 19th is the King of Clubs. See? No good. That's why I didn't ask you. All right, so what have we done today? What is on the list here? We talked about some card moves. Hopefully you found a card move you liked. We did a little member, did a little unique magic, and we made some puffs of smoke. Welcome to my world of illusion. Woo! All right, let's go theory. All right, guys. I always get people want to know, how do you present magic? How do I present my magic? How do you present your magic? I don't know. I don't know how you present your magic. So long story short, you have to figure that out. Fortunately, I have some guidelines that I've pinned. I wrote them for this book. I'm going to share them with you now. I see some questions popping up. I tell you what, after I get through this little theory section, I have one thing I want to talk about for Matthew Mosley. I know he'll be watching. Is Matthew here? I haven't seen you, Matthew. You here? I know you'll watch it. I'll talk about magic and music for a moment. But we're going to talk about allow me to save my brain cells and just quote myself directly from this, which, by the way, this is available on the Doug Kahn store on YouTube. You can just go right there, buy this PDF. You can also download it for free from the internet. That's fine too. Just pirate it. I don't care. All right. Doug's theory section. It's right there, Doug's theory section. I'd hate to leave without a bit of theory on presentation, audience management, routining, and so forth. It's something I always enjoy when reading a magic book. So I've constructed a short essay on what I think works. I hope it's not too wordy. Then we have Doug's theory section. Here it is, Doug's theory section. Be nice, be interesting, and hey, be amazing. This is my recipe, but look, it's my recipe for me. It's my theory. It's my interpretation of what this bizarre art form, the one that so many great professionals excel at in so many different ways. It's just my theory. So let me break this down just a little bit for y'all. I made some little things. Be nice. Be nice. What do I mean here? That. You develop a character. I'm a nice guy, so I'm nice. I be nice. That's what I do. It's my theory. But maybe you're not nice. Maybe you're like Dan Sperry and your eyeballs bleed and you stare at people weird. Or maybe you're Piff the Dragon, who is not nice, right? Guy in a dragon suit seems like he's kind of not a nice guy. Harry Anderson, one of my idols, wasn't a nice guy, but he was funny. So you don't have to be nice, but you have to be something, right? So develop a character. Idris, remind me, maybe I'll do that. All right, let me not get sidetracked. ADD. Yes, that's me. Work on your character. You could do nothing. You could be David Blaine and mumble. You could do all kinds of stuff, but be something. Be interesting. What do I mean by be interesting? Well, it helps if you're relatable, if your audience can appreciate the moment. Can your audience appreciate your magic? And be entertaining. So there we go. If you're interesting, if you're entertaining, you're telling jokes, or maybe this. Like I see a lot of people, hey, Doug, can I show you a card trick? Okay, yes, you can show me a card trick. And then this starts happening. Okay, we need 3 rows. This is not interesting. This is not relatable. I can't appreciate the magic and it's boring. So like if you're going to do like a dealing trick, maybe your spectator deals the cards and maybe you're relating it to quantum physics. You're doing something that makes it relatable and interesting. I hope that point is made. Can your audience appreciate the effect? It's Alex Elmsley talking. And be amazing. This is easy. Just do the best magic you can do. That's all. That's easy. Although the best magic is hard. So it's hard, but it's easy. All you got to do is be the best version of yourself. Now, I want to talk a little bit about something I watched today as I'm talking about these words. Ken hates the real work. We just want, oh, not me? I know this. I know when I start talking theories, I start losing them. But that's all right. That's why we left this for later. Only the hardcore hangout. Let me tell you about what I was watching. Today, I watched, and I needed to see this, Chris Ramsey, who we have for a long time, Chris Ramsey's State of Magic 2022. I put a link to this video below in the description. If you haven't seen Chris's latest statement on magic, number one, it's exciting because he's excited about it, and I did not think that's what that video was going to say. And I really like his approach about how you can do magic above and beyond the standard and affect people that even know how magic works. And this in particular, for my kindred spirits that think what I'm doing in an educational format is not a good thing right now, teaching magic on YouTube. And boy, I'm doing a lot of it this week. So if you don't like me teaching, you hate me this week. But yeah, it's okay. It really is okay. At least I think it is. You can disagree. I'd like to know if you do. Leave it in the comments. You know what I also want in the comments as I'm doing this? And let me be very clear here. I would like to know what I can help you with, what I can teach you, and I'll tell you moving forward for... Thank you, sir. Thank you, Jason. Jason buys us dinner every Friday. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, it's Domino's, but it's appreciated. What I would like to know is what I can teach you, in particular tomorrow. I think this Friday, I'm going to teach my chop cup routine. And this is really pushing the envelope on what I think is a comfortable thing to teach on the platform. I was really going to reserve this for the membership, but I'm letting it loose because I would like the whole fraternity to have open access to these ideas I've recently had with the chop cup. And then maybe a lot of my students don't know what a chop cup is, so you'll learn that too. That's coming Friday. I hope you like it, and I hope you like all the videos. And even if you don't, I hope you can fake it. And if you don't know how to fake it, you can ask my wife. You can't take the street performer out of me. So look, tomorrow, I don't know what to teach. You tell me and I'll teach it. I don't want the comments in the comment section. I want it in the video comments below. I need your input. Drop some comments. Tell me what you need to learn. If you see something that you like, thumbs up it. You guys get me some ideas and I'll do one of those things. Or you leave me to my own devices and then I go down our Elmsley rabbit hole. You end up with card frogs hopping around again. It could be my choice if you want, but I'd rather it be yours. Jake, here's the deal, man. I love this cup. I really do. This is the TCC chop cup. And open note to this, I'm about to place a large order with Murphy's. I might add these. The problem is the set I received, the balls did not work. So my initial experience with this cup was an inferior product. I don't think this is common. I think I just got a bad egg. But as a shop owner, it's hard for me to devote, and these are $80 a piece. So it's not a light touch. If I had 6 of these, I'm in the hole for hundreds of dollars. And if some of them don't work, that sucks. But look, TCC, it's a great cup. I recommend it. It's their leather chop cup. I don't know why this camera hates me so much lately. It just hates me. I'll work on that for y'all. It holds an 8-ball perfectly. And we'll talk about all this Friday. So yeah, I recommend them. And for the routine I do, you need to have a leather cup. So it's important. If you have information about the TCC cup, if you like it, let me know. If you guys are happy with this product, I'll tell you honestly, I'm having thoughts about retail magic and moving in another direction. And here's why. I spend so much of my time devoted to the subject. Like it takes hours of my day daily, regularly. And I think this is time I could be better spent like developing other things. It's, packaging things for hours a day is a thing, What if I'm doing something else besides packaging boxes? On that note, I'm hiring. You can come here and do that for me, but I only pay in magic lessons and I'll feed you, plus coffee. The Oram Shuffle. John, you've stumped me. Now, when you start saying the words Oram, we could talk about a lot of things. I'm not sure what that is. You're talking about the, hold on, sorry. Boom. They're right near your house. That's my distributor, Murphy's. We love Murphy's. Are you in, Christian? You ready to commute to New Orleans for 2 hours a day to pack my boxes for coffee and food? Ken's in. All right, I'll start taking applications. Whoa. I just zoomed in unintentionally. Actual size. All right. So Gary, the McDonald's Aces I just make it up as I go. There's really no rhyme or reason. And if I were to do one right now, I'd just be kind of winging it. I'm not going to do that. Sorry. You absolutely can make a chop cup. Like a lot of people do that. You just, glue a magnet into the top of a cup. It's common to use like epoxy and then maybe some sculpty clay and something to cover it up. If you have there's options. Some guys also use a magnet outside of the cup. You might look at Craig Petty's work on the subject where he has a magnetic ring, I think is what works. And he uses a balled up bill. Chop by Craig Petty. Good options. Let me see if I got a plastic surgery here. We dig into the pile of packet magic. Here's my favorites, just so y'all know. 5-speed NFW, sympathetic cards. That's Pip Trip and Trick Traveler. Capitulating Queens. There's the plastic lady. This one. Oh, that's Takagi's Forgery. We've taught that on the platform. B-Wave Twisted Sisters. In the wild. Oh, Headhunter. I haven't done Headhunter yet. It's on the list. And then that's Trick Traveler. So this is the opposite of being prepared. We'll find out together how this will go. This is also in the members area. It's marketed by Mike Powers. He sells this plastic lady with my routine plastic surgery. And it's a version of the 3-card Monty. So it's a little game. It's a game of hanky poo. The black's for me, the red's for you. And hey, diddle diddle. It's the one in the middle. So you know the scam, right? It's the game you can't win. The dealer mixes up the cards and then you bet where the queen is and you lose. You might guess it's on the bottom. You might guess it's in the middle. And some people will take the sure bet of the top, which is a sure loser. It's not there. Of course, it's not wherever you bet. It's not on the top. It's not on the bottom. It's not in the middle. It's just not. Not until the dealer needs it. And then it comes right back. Now this can be done with blinding speed. Watch as we'll put the queen. I'll put the queen on the table. So there's be no way that it could be over here unless this was a 9. Yeah. One more time for the slower students. I pretend, but I only pretend to put the queen on the table. I sneak the 9 over. I can do that because the queen is a gimmick card. It's a trick card. It's adjustable, and I'll demonstrate this here. Let me exaggerate for clarity. If you give a little, you can extend it. And what happens here is a card that's a little longer like this is easier to manipulate. Alternatively, you can squeeze it on the ends, and that makes it wider on the sides. Well, that works too, but that is not the best. That's not the best way to cheat. The best way, don't tell I told here. The best way to cheat the 3-card Monty is you use a queen that's just a little bit smaller. Yeah, it's just a little bit smaller. This allows you to hide the cards, makes it easily concealed. This is the secret to the 3-card scam. Hey, don't tell I told, because I get in trouble for that. Boy, that seems like a finale. Woo. In fact, I've used that trick as a finale many times. Where can we get this trick, Mr. Khan? You know what I'm going to tell you? Go buy it from Mike Powers. Go buy it from Mike Powers. Mallofmagic.com. I buy them from Mike, but it's a process because he's not my main distributor. So I only order from him once a month. I have one in stock. If you want to visit me at conjure.com, you can buy the one I have. It's over here. I'm ordering more next. I got a lecture series coming up in September. I'm doing 2 lectures. If you're in the Conjurers community group, I'll be seeing you guys in September. Super excited about that. I hope I didn't let the cat out of the bag too early there. Spoiler. And then I'm eyeballing a lecture in Dallas in maybe late September. So if you're in that area, I might be in your neck of the woods in the near future. You can absolutely put this together. All you need is a double facer and a miniature card. And if you are a member, I have a full tutorial for this. Again, it's only $4.99, and this is one of the tricks that I teach. You'll need a double face card and a little bit of sticky tape. Yeah. I'll be in Tupelo at the gathering. Aaron and I have discussed another lecture. I did one for them a few years ago. It's on the platform there, but I'm going to be live at the convention in Tupelo. And maybe I shouldn't be saying that. All right, guys. So what else? Any other pertinent? Oh, I wanted to mention briefly for Matthew Mosley. And thank you, Matthew. There he is. Matthew had mentioned magic and music. And when I do these lives, I'll go in the community tab. I say, hey, you guys want me to talk about anything? And Matthew wanted me to talk. He wanted me to talk about my Alexander Hamilton card trick. I'll talk about that, but only relatively. Lots of magicians in the topic, magic and music. Lots of magicians. I see them on the TikTok. And their magic is da-da-da-da-da-da. That's the trick. A little visual done to music. Well, guess what? That's about as entertaining and relatable as this. I mean, you can put it to music. So let's consider when we use music. Try and have a reason to put it in there. And Alexander Hamilton card trick is a good example of how to put it in there. The magic that I have in this video, and you guys can go find it on the short platform. It's a card production that ends up with Alexander Hamilton's name being produced. If you look at the other things, I don't do a lot of magic to music. You don't see me razzmatazzing the music, but when I do, I try to have a theme to it. I've had a popular cardistry video with a roulette deck. It had a whole roulette theme, right? I did a sideshow deck with kind of a sideshow presentation, but rarely are you just going to see me doing magic for magic's sake to music. Now, that said, one of my all-time favorite acts ever is just magic to music. It's Lance Burton. Lance Burton's 12 minutes, doves, cards, candles. It's the best. Why is it good for him? Well, that's his character. The way that he works that stage as really an arrogant magician, not very nice, but he's got that character. And it's always interesting. The magic doesn't stop. And boy, is it amazing. I think this is a good place for me to stop talking. If y'all need more magic, I'll tell you what you do. You go watch Lance Burton's act. You go look him up. Look up Lance Burton on maybe Carson. And that's going to be the end of Back to School Day 3. I'll be looking for your comments as to what to teach tomorrow. Drop me a line in the description, but you know where to do it, in the comment section. And I'll see you guys Thursday and Friday with new tutorials. And then we'll move on with something else next month. It's going to be a wrap. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. And ciao for now. Peace. I have